Cooking is a very, very important basic need in our lives. And to grow food and to hunt, to be around with elders and just to learn from each other. A long time ago, that's what we did. All of our programs that we're doing together in our community, we're bringing people back together. And right now it's around food and it's around traditional food.
It brings people out to the community, having a good meal and sitting together telling stories.
A lot of mothers come to me and say they needed help for groceries. They bring you their receipts and there was nuggets and there was chips, there's pop, there's a lot of junk. And I looked at that and I thought there's got to be something more that we can do. So I found Community Food Centres Canada, somehow by accident, and they partnered with us and decided, okay, let's get this going. And it was a blessing because we've grown so much. We have classes, we have a building, a beautiful building where we teach food and basic needs, and children get to hang out, elders get to hang out, women come and sew and bake together, we give out food. I just dream for better things for our community and our people. That's all I dream for now.
She's the main catalyst behind all of these projects that are going on. Sometimes she just amazes me, you know, especially the way this whole event started and then COVID came around. So she played a major role in that one too, with providing food boxes. I mean, we were literally shut down. They couldn't leave the community. There was a roadblock. So now we had food issues. And that's where my girl kind of got involved. Started with the food baskets, got those in, make sure that people had food. Getting involved with other communities, and sharing that same vision for the benefit of our people.
And I'm thankful for everybody that trusted me, you know? Like United Way trusted me too. They gave us money for gardening, they gave us money for programs, they gave us money for food, and it just blended in with all our programs. But I know it did help us really, really lots, especially for our programs and land-based. We did lots of land-based with it.
My daughter came from a domestic situation where she was abused, and when I'm talking about abuse, that's a very light word.
I was an alcoholic for most of my life. I started drinking when I was 13 years old, and I ran away from home when I was 13. So I basically raised myself all my life. I was on the streets in Turnor Lake, and I lived with abusive men. I started drinking severely. I don't remember most of my life because of alcohol. I don't remember my childhood because of alcohol.
Literally, my wife and I, all we could do was throw up our hands and pray. That's all we had.
They never gave up on me because I remember being drunk, sitting there, and my dad would still come in with a moose leg, you know? My dad would still come in with food. He'll just drop it off and walk out. And I so wish I could remember my life, but maybe there's a reason I don't. The alcohol played a big part, and I almost took my life. In 2013, I was drinking that night, and I just sat down and I took so many sleeping pills. I just had enough. In my head, I kept on thinking that I was this person that didn't deserve anything. What am I living for? My kids are not even with me. I'm raising a daughter. Is she gonna live this life of a partiness? I have broken windows and just a party house. It was awful to make her live that life. So I decided I didn't want to live anymore. I popped a whole bunch of pills, and I don't even know how I ended up in the hospital. I just know I woke up in La Loche Hospital and they pumped my stomach out. And I woke up and I remember I looked over and I seen my little daughter, and she was crying with all her heart. So I said, Jada, let's go home. I made it through this. Let's go home, I'm done. And we went home. And I told her, I promise I'm done. I'm done drinking now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Because she heard it many times. I've told her I quit many times. And she didn't believe me. But there was something different that time. I told her, let's clean up. We picked up all the boxes. We cleaned up. We made it smell really good. We pulled our bed in the living room and watched movies. And at that night, I knelt down on my knees and I prayed, I need your help now. I don't know who you are, if you're a creator, if you're a spirit, or whoever you are, my higher power. I don't care who you are, but please, I need your help now because I'm ready to change. And then all of a sudden the change came faster than I could handle. And the sober came, the off the drugs came, the everything, you know, like it just came really fast. Like it was amazing. 32 years of living with men that called you ugly, that called you dumb, that called you stupid, that beat you, to where I am today, where I actually forgave them. I forgave them and I moved on with life, and I don't like talking about that part of my life anymore. I went through so much abuse and I've let it go now.
She had a very rough life, a very hard life, and we did a lot of praying, my wife and I. Maybe about 10 years ago or so, there was a change. She decided to get sober, clean up her act, and it helped her realize who she was as an individual and what she was capable of.
I think when you're out here, it gives you more time to actually open your mind. When you're out here, you can actually breathe. The sleep is different, the temperature is different, everything's different. I don't know how to explain it, it's a healing.
Years ago, I went through a mental issue. I went through a really dark phase in my 20s. So I can understand when people go through that stuff. This is where I came. And I was able to see and hear the Creator. And I mean, look around us. I saw the beauty of the Creator. It's the beauty of life, you know. My wife and I are going to have our 50th year next year, in November. We have grandchildren. We're blessed. You know, I'm a blessed man, and I could have lost that because of my own addictions, alcohol, and also, you know, sometimes you felt your life was worthless. You know, I'm glad where I am today. I survived, and I have lots to live for. And that's why I want to be able to let the kids know that there's a Creator here. He's present. And that's a big part that's missing in our kids today. And they need to be able to come out and be able to sit like this and listen, you know. The sounds, the wind, and everything that's around us, the animals, the birds, right? Life is all around us, you know. You hear it, you see it. Yeah, it's vibrant, you know.
We have a big, huge camp here that we just built this year. The way we're bringing our community together is through our children and our elders and our children. With the more land-based programs we have, the more we're becoming one again.
We have a place where we can bring our children and we can bring our elders, because there's a lot of memories here for the elders. This was a traditional campsite years ago. There'd be literally tents right across here.
And our kids, when you bring them out here, they're different. They're alive.
It's really important that we hang on to this. That's why I'm glad these buildings are up. We need to take those things that are going to help our children down the road to be able to survive. And maybe not just survive, but thrive in the society.
We're gonna hunt, and we're gonna show them how to hunt. We showed them how to fish, fix fish. It's bonding, and it's bonding with nature, and nature is healing.
It's mostly 1 week at a time we bring out kids. They go hunting. We even show them how to trap. You look at all these plants around, we show them how to use it. Even a poplar, that's medicine. Even me sitting here, this thing is medicine. For short breath, it's good for asthma. You call this caribou moss. It takes time. Even me sitting here, I'm old. I'm still learning.
We want to teach the kids to observe. The way we learned was they just did it, and we watched, and we watched. And then when they felt you were ready, then they sent, okay, you go now. You know, they call it unoccupied crown land. That's a term they use for the land around us. And I hate that word because that word is saying that we're not there. We're no longer occupying the land. We're stuck on our little reserve. And that's so far from the truth. We're all over the place. That's important to us because that's our way of life. That's what has been handed down to us, you know. A lot of people don't understand that our food is from the land, and that's part of our food sustainability. I'd rather have moose meat than canned stuff or burger or whatever, right? You know, if we get an animal, it's not just for us. It's for the community. It's for people that come knocking on your door and say, may I have some moose meat? And we were taught that to never turn anybody away. Our ancestors welcomed people who came with open arms because that was our culture.
We, as Dene, we seem to work all together. No matter how tough it is, we always help each another. That's how we survive.
Our heart is here. I can't see myself doing anything different, you know.
I used to look in people's windows. I remember walking by, and during Christmas or some kind of celebration, I can see them all gathering together, and I remember I used to cry, just wishing that I could have that life of my family all together in my home. And now I do.
One thing I love about her is she's not a talker, she's a mover. She always impresses me that way. She doesn't just sit on the couch and talk about it, she steps out and does it. And she has a heart for families. She's always there trying to help out with those that are in need, especially when it comes to food and hungry children.
I'd like to be a place that feels like there's no judgment, you know? A place they can just come and hang out and be welcomed, where there's no race. A place where you can just shut that door. And with all the problems that are out there and so many things that are happening out there, you could just shut that door and sit with an elder and laugh and play games and everything's forgotten. I want to be that place. A place away from the world. This world is hectic as it is. We don't need it in that place.